Welcome back to the Cool Figures channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on the channel is time for adult collectors and not children. And welcome to episode 73 of Coffee and Toys, guys. As always, we will talk about this week's channel updates, this week's toy haul, this week's toy news, and so much more. But first, if you're new, then welcome. This channel is all about cool action figures, analyzing them, hunting them, taking pics of them, and of course, playing with them. If that's your sort of thing, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, why don't you go ahead and hit that bell notification icon so you stay notified when I do upload new content. If you do enjoy this video or any other videos that I put out, please remember to give them a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. With all that being said, guys, once again, welcome to episode 73 of Coffee and Toys, guys. As always, shout out and thank you to channel sponsor Entertainment Earth. Check out my Entertainment Earth affiliate link down in the description below to check out some cool figures, get some free shipping, and of course, help support the channel. With that being said, guys, let's get into this week's episode. So, I actually have quite a bit to say for this week's channel updates, guys. Why don't we go ahead and get started with this week's toy haul first, though, because as you can see, once again, there is not a single item on the table, and that is because I just didn't find anything I actually liked, to be honest. Like I said, I haven't really been collecting 1/12 scale figures. We'll talk about that more in a bit. I haven't bought a 1/6 figure, I haven't bought a 1/12 figure. I just really haven't bought anything in these recent weeks for a number of reasons. One, I haven't found anything I wanted to add to the collection. And two, I am having to go back to Maui within the next 2 weeks in order to complete some of the process for my hiring. So I'm having to, spend money on that. So obviously in terms of that, I've had to cut corners on other things. So that's why we're here, guys. That's why we have no, toy haul. I would love to have spent some cash on some stuff that I really didn't need, but I was like, you know what, I can hold off, I can wait on that till I get back. I'm also trying to get a new laptop / iPad because I kind of shattered the screen on mine by accident, and obviously, of course, it happens like right after the warranty ends. So I am trying to get a new iPad and stuff in order to get stuff done and whatnot. So that's kind of where I'm at in terms of the collection and stuff. I'm having to put money other places right now currently. So the toy hauls are taking a beating, but it is what it is. But honestly, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and just move on to channel updates. I'm done. I guess I should elaborate on that a little bit more. When I first started this channel back in 2020, it was out of two reasons. One, out of boredom with nothing to do, and two, wanting to connect with more collectors, wanting to get out there, show off my personal collection, talk with other people about their collections. And I've been able to do that, which has been absolutely phenomenal. But obviously, doing YouTube day in and day out is a lot of work, guys. Some would say it's a full-time job in itself, and not that, monetization is everything on YouTube, not that it is, but if you're making YouTube content that just revolves around you talking about movie news, daily news, stuff that doesn't really require you to purchase things, then, monetization is a great thing to come when it comes. Unfortunately, for a number of reasons, that's not the case with my channel. Obviously I am a toy reviewer, so I have to purchase products in order to review them and put them up and all that stuff. And so on top of that, you also have to be one of the first to review things, because if you're not, people don't really tend to care. There's other reviews that have been out, that have been put up, and so people will tend to go to those first and watch them, and once they've watched those, they don't need to see yours. And so it's become really difficult, because going back to what I was saying at the beginning of this episode, how I just really haven't been collecting much new stuff. I've been going back and collecting some 1/6 scale figures that I personally want to add to my own collection, but they aren't brand new. And a lot of the 1/6 scale figures that I do have that I've been waiting to review that were brand new are now old by this point. And so it's kind of put me into a corner. I don't want to spend my own personal money on things that I wouldn't add to my own collection. And so going back to that whole, there's not much out there that I want right now. You know, I'm really not buying anything in stores in terms of Targets and Walmarts or Entertainment Earths or big bag toy stores, because there's just no figures that I want. And if there are, I've kind of just gotten tired of paying full price and then that kicking me in the ass because a week or two later they're on sale, they're on clearance for the same product that I had just paid full price for. So I've kind of got into the habit of waiting until things hit clearance or a sale of some sorts. And like I said, if you're not the first to review something, you're not gonna get the views and stuff, you know? And so, like I said, I started this channel back in 2020. So this is almost 3 years going on. In July of this year will be 3 years of the Cool Figures channel. And, you know, I was honestly making some great progress, you know? And that's the one thing about me is like, I focus on progress, on getting stuff done, on hitting goals, on reaching goals and moving and progressing and all that stuff. You know, anything I do in life, that's basically how I judge where I'm at, where I'm going with things. And I was progressing very well on this channel. I was getting a lot of views, getting a lot of traction, and I was even getting close to being monetized and stuff. Keyword being I was almost monetized. So there's a number of things that you have to achieve in order to be monetized on YouTube. The first one being hitting 1,000 subscribers, which thanks to all of you guys, I did do. So thank you first and foremost for all of that. But the second thing is you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time in order to qualify for monetization. And this has to happen within a span of 365 days, so a year. I was doing really good. I was at like 3,800 and something hours. I was like almost fucking there. Then I go and check the other day and I'm back down to like 2,500. And that was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back. You know, I've been working so hard, guys, for 3 fucking years. I am so fucking tired because of my YouTube channel all the time. You know, and it's not that I don't even just post that much. You know, I literally post daily. Saturdays are the only days that I do not post a video. For the past 3 years, pretty much every week except for Saturday, barring a few exceptions because I wasn't in town because I got tired, I got burnt out, I have uploaded every single day except for Saturday. And, you know, nobody told me to do this. Nobody forced me to do this. I put it on myself because, like I said, me, myself, and I gauge myself on progress. And the thing that I've learned about progress is if you want to see progress, you have to commit. You have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. You have to be hardworking. You have to do it day in and day out. Just like you would in the gym is exactly how I approached YouTube. And it has just completely bitten me in the ass, you know. Having to edit these videos all the time, having to shoot photos all the time, and really not seeing any return. And like I said, it's not about the money, guys. It really isn't about the money, but at the same time, it is. Because like I said, if you're doing YouTube and your thing is news or something that doesn't require you to put in your financial income, when monetization comes, it comes. That's great. But when you're a toy reviewer, when you're a product reviewer on YouTube, first starting out, you have to put in your own money. You have to put in your own financial stability. And, you know, eventually you hope that you get to the point where you can at least take some of that money from YouTube and put it back into your YouTube channel. At least that's what I was planning on doing, you know. I wasn't going to go and live off my YouTube income by any means, but that YouTube income I definitely was going to put towards more content for the channel, you know. Like I said, currently right now, there's not a lot that I see that I want or want to put my money towards. But if I was getting money from my YouTube channel, obviously I'd be like, you know what? That looks like a really cool figure. I have some cash from my YouTube channel. Let me go grab it from there, go buy it, put some content up, give you guys something to watch, and literally just reinvest the money into my YouTube channel. But like I said, that seems to be like a very, very, very long shot. So that's one of the catalysts and one of the reasons for this. And it's not like I haven't tried other avenues, guys. I tried doing Amazon affiliate links. Nobody bought anything. I've been sponsored by Entertainment Earth for this past year. nobody's used my link yet to buy a single item, guys. I have yet to see a single cent from Entertainment Earth because you guys have used my link. I started a Patreon, guys. Not a single person signed up. I even had an option for $1. Give me $1. If even half of my subscribers gave me $1 every month, I'd be able to buy more stuff for the channel. I'd be able to put more money and content up. I'd be able to do giveaways. I just, you know, in this economy, in the way that toys are starting to rise and stuff in terms of pricing, I can't just be buying and buying and buying and buying to do giveaways, you know, especially when I have literally only one source of income and the other source I should be getting isn't producing. Like I said, I literally just needed half of you on my Patreon and I could have been doing so much more, putting up so much more content, doing so much more, but literally not a single person signed up. Not a single person has ever financially helped out this channel besides Entertainment Earth and Diamond Select, because Diamond Select sent me product to review and so did Entertainment Earth. But aside from that, it has all been me, guys. I buy every single figure that I have reviewed on this channel with my own personal money. That's over hundreds of videos, guys. You know, and the other thing that sucks too is that there's other YouTubers out there that do the same thing as me that have gotten to a better point than me. And nothing against them because they are phenomenal YouTubers. So nothing against them. Obviously, they're just like me. They put out videos and they have no control over who sees them, how fast they see them, what happens. But I have a few examples here. Nostalgia Unbox. He started 7 months ago. 7 months ago, he's already up to 3.36 thousand subscribers, guys. That's monetization right there. He's already getting paid from YouTube in 7 months. And he doesn't even post regularly or consistently. He just posts when he gets product. And maybe that was my mistake. Back then, I thought, you know, you have to post every single day. And so I set out a goal to post every single day, except Saturday. Gave me at least one day off, and that's what I did. And it seemed to only come back and bite me in the ass because not only has he been able to just post whenever he wants and garner a bunch of subscribers, but so has Kiko Collects. Now, he is a better comparison to me, in my opinion, because he started 3 years as well. Within that first year, he was still getting a few hundred views on his videos, but then the next year, it literally jumped. In year 2, his views jumped to thousands. He is now sitting at 5.42K subscribers. And like I said, he doesn't post regularly. He doesn't post consistently. Now, they both post some quality content, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. That's what I'm saying. Nothing against them because they post some phenomenal videos. But, I mean, I hate to toot my own horn, but I feel like I'd like to think I put up some decent videos, you know, at least with the time and energy that I put into them. I mean, I would hope to think some people think I put out good videos, quality content. You know, the amount of hours I spend in my garage, sweating my ass off, freezing my ass off. You know, the times I've bailed on friends to edit videos, the times I've bailed on things to edit videos. You know, it's taken such a toll on me, guys. I'm done in that sense. So I'm going to take the approach of uploading when I fucking want to, you know. I'm not 100% done. That's why I said I need to elaborate on what I mean by I'm done. I had about 7 or 8 Hot Toys left to shoot reviews for and stuff, and I'm done. I'm not going to do it. I have a few reviews recorded and that just need to be edited and uploaded, and so once all of that's done, I'm done, guys, until I find something that I want to upload as a review, you know. I am going to be getting the new McFarlane Batmobile, so I'll do a review of that and upload that. I should be getting the Mezco Superman, Batman, and Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League in at some point this year. I'll do a review of that. But the fact of the matter is, guys, I'm done. You know, I even try to give you guys different content, and I get like 12 views. And like I said, it's not about the money. It's not about the views. I do appreciate each and every single one of you that do take time out of your busy day to watch, to comment, to subscribe. You know, I do appreciate even just the 12 views, but there comes a point where you really have to look at those 12 views and go, is my hard work and my time commitment worth those 12 views? And in reality, guys, it's not. It's not. You know, I put a lot of time and effort into my videos, even my behind the scenes in-depth videos, and those get like 14, 15 views. Eventually they'll rack up to like 30, 40, but off the bat I'm getting like 3, 4 watches or views in the day, and it's so tiresome, guys. It's so tiresome. It's honestly affecting me in a lot of ways. You know, like I said, I'm constantly tired because I'm up late trying to edit a video so it be up on time, so it can be up ready, and I'm just done. So I am going to continue the podcast because I do enjoy the podcast. I enjoy talking on the podcast and with you guys, and you guys seem to like the podcast. You guys watch the podcast. That's one of my most highest viewed videos of the week. It's the podcast. So I'm going to keep doing the podcast. But in terms of reviews, guys, once I finish what I have banked up, I'm done. I'm so tired of this shit. Like I said, you know, it was really the straw that broke the camel's back was those view hours where I was so close to 4,000, and now I'm back to almost barely over the halfway point. And like I said, if it was the case where I didn't really post regularly, okay, I understand. But the fact of the matter is, guys, I post every fucking day except Saturday. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of videos. That's a lot to do. And honestly, I am tired of it because, you know, like I said, it's not about the money. It's not about the views. But at the end of the day, it kind of is at some point, because you got to just look at it and be like, well, what the fuck am I doing this for? You know, I am just tired. I am burnt out, and I am just over it, guys. So once I finish what I have banked up, the reviews will come when they come. I am no longer going to be doing offer up buy videos. I am no longer going to be doing in-depth behind the scenes toy photography videos. I am no longer going to be doing behind the scenes toy photography videos. All of that is coming to an end. The only thing that will remain on the channel are occasional toy reviews and the weekly podcast here on Sunday, guys. That's just, you know, like I said, 3 years. 3 years, and I really have nothing to show for it at this point. And I'm done. I'm tired, you know, having to come up with content constantly, and just, you know, put things off and being constantly stressed out for absolutely no reason other than me putting things on myself. I'm done. So that pretty much wraps it up for this week's channel updates. I know it's probably not the channel update you wanted to hear for those of you that have supported the channel. And like I said, for those of you that have been major supporters like Austin Nicholas, Marvel Funko Bros, I really do appreciate you guys. I appreciate each and every single one of you that take time out of your busy day to watch my videos, to listen to me talk about toys. But it's just gotten to the point where, you know, it seems like the toy community as a whole would rather just support certain creators opposed to all creators, and that's fine. Like, it's not a big deal to me. You know, I do this, like I said, for fun. This isn't income to me, and that's one of the issues, is that this is not income to me. So why am I spending so much time on it? Why am I dedicating so much of my life to it? Even though I love toys, it's kind of become a job, and it's kind of made me resent toys in a sense, where I'm just like, fuck, I bought something new and I gotta review it and I gotta take photos. All for what? For 12 people to see? So that's where I'm at personally. Like I said, occasional toy reviews, weekly podcasts. That's it. And I feel like doing this will also help the podcast, because I'll be more inclined to do a longer formatted podcast, seeing as I only edit about 1 video a week at this point now, or, you know, 1 to 2, depending on how many reviews I do in the week. Now, I will continue to do toy photography, so I'll be probably posting more on my Epic Shots by Cool Figures page. Then my Cool Figures page, that will still remain for the YouTube channel, and review pictures. But, yeah, I just 7 months for Nostalgia Unboxed, and he's at 3.3 subscribers. And that's the other thing too, is like my subscriber count has been moving at a snail's pace. You know, I always thought at 1,000, you know, I'd get a good boost. At 1,100, you know, it's just, it's gone to the point where I don't care anymore, guys. I really don't fucking care. I rather do it when I want to do it and not when I don't, because like I said, it's become a job, and it's become a job with no return. So unfortunately, that's where I'm at personally with the channel and everything. Like I said, I do appreciate the support from every single one of you that take time out of your busy day to watch me and everything, but I just can't do this for the small majority of you guys, you know, the small audience that I have, when, you know, the toy community is actually quite big, but they just don't seem to want to come here. You know, they want to go to the Foosh, to Nostalgia Unboxed, you know, which, that's fine, you know. But unfortunately, like, small businesses and everything, if you don't get the business, it's time to close down. It's time to shut the business and figure something else out. So, with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and cheer things up a bit with some Mando talk. Because, guys, this is what I've been wanting Mando to be. You know, I hate the fact that they're utilizing Mando as a universal connection from the original trilogy to the sequels. I hate the fact that they're trying to explain the New Republic, Snoke's coming back, the Return of the Empire, all within Mando. I feel like those can be separate TV shorts that they release, separate TV episodes, TV series, because from a Mandalorian show, this episode is what I want. I absolutely love Mandalorians. I love Mandalorian culture. So literally watching them traverse Mandalore and talk about their culture and talk about all this stuff from back in the day, just, that is what I want, guys. This is Mando for me. This episode is what this season should have been. Literally, and they do. It's so weird how the same company can handle such a beautiful episode and at the same time give us the shit sequels. You know, I mean, there was that part where literally Bo-Katan is, you know, essentially the main character. You know, it's her show, you know, as of, you know, now, you know, basically, you know, she's the head of the Mandalorians. That came up last week when she reclaimed the Darksaber. Nobody batted an eye. Why? Because she's a lovable, knowable, experienced character. We've been with her, we've seen her, we've built with her, and so when Mando says, I am in your service, nobody went, oh, really, to the girl? Because she's a beloved character, because we've had time with her. Same thing with the storyline, you know, they took the time to tell the storyline, they fleshed it out. It was a great episode. And then there's the flip side of things, where you have, all of a sudden you have Rey, the most powerful Star Wars character in existence. In existence! Because! Just because! And then Palpatine returns. And it's just like the most shit story, the most shit characters. How does the same company handle one property so well and the other not so well? Obviously, it's because different people are in charge, but there's still that main character in there, you know? Apparently, Jon Favreau was actually going to leave Mando because that main character was getting a little too hands-on in his Mando world, which is obviously Kathleen Kennedy. Honestly, guys, I think she's going through dementia, because who the fuck thinks that bringing back Rey is a good idea? And I'm sorry, but if you support Rey and her coming back, I don't know what to tell you, because like I said, Bo-Katan is a way better female character for them to build a franchise around. Fuck, I mean, give her her own show. I mean, at this point, they don't even care about Jedi, so just give her the movies franchises at this point. Like, you don't care about Jedi. You killed The Last Jedi. I mean, literally. So I have no idea what's going to happen with that Rey movie, but I am really hoping that episode 8 is a phenomenal episode, and I'm just a little mad that the rest of the season wasn't as good as this episode, because this episode literally left me with tears in my eyes, me holding my chest, kind of gasping, going, what the fuck? Because it was just that good of an episode. I'd honestly put it above the last episode of season 2 when we saw Luke Skywalker. That's how great this last episode of Mando was, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you think of this week's episode of Mando, and are you excited for the season finale, guys? We have one episode left. I'm hoping it's a long one. I'm hoping it's an action-packed one, but we'll just have to wait and see. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this week's toy news. So let's go ahead and start off with some McFarlane Toys news, guys. So he did not have too much to show off this week, but he did release a new figure as well as an announcement. So Big Bad Toy Store got an exclusive black and white McFarlane Toys Flash figure, which has actually sold out. So apparently there's a market for that, and I'm sure Todd's happy because he also announced that more exclusive black and white figures are going to be coming later this year. So yeah, if that's your cup of tea, that's what you collect, that's what you like, well, keep an eye out because McFarlane's going to be releasing a few of them. So adding to his Super Friends line, he did also release images of Wonder Woman's invisible jet, guys. So that pretty much wraps it up for McFarlane. It's been a pretty scarce offering from him in the last few weeks. You know, I feel like he's really waiting for the Flash movie to pass so that he can start throwing out new waves and stuff. I feel like he's really focusing on trying to get those figures out, which, by the way, if you have a Macy's next to you or near you, those figures, the Batmobile, have actually started popping up at Macy's stores because they have the pop-up Toys R Us stores in them. So check out your local Macy's if you are looking for the new McFarlane Flash figures, Batmobile, Batcycle. The only thing they're obviously not going to have is that McFarlane store exclusive Batwing. Other than that, it seems like they're getting everything else. So check out your local Macy's for that. Next up, let's go ahead and talk some NECA news. So obviously it's still April, so this week they teased us with a render black and white image of a Turtle April. They gave a lot of information on where she's from exactly in terms of the comics and all that, but I personally never knew that even existed as a storyline, so I have no knowledge about that. Now, McFarlane Toys is not the only toy company trying to cash in on that Batman 89 hype right now, because NECA Toys did also release a Batman 89 utility belt, which I'm going to pass on. As much as I love Batman and everything, the thing that I hate about this offering is that they're pretty much making you rebuy what they've already offered. So with this belt, they make you rebuy the grapnel launcher, they make you rebuy the Batarang, which I already have. You know, I really wish they would have offered separate offerings. You know, maybe you only bought one or the other, or maybe you didn't buy either, so then you could buy the bundle, or you can buy it with the grapnel gun, or you can buy it with the Batarang, or you can just buy the belt alone. However, that is not the case. So for, I believe, $140 or $50, you can have the Batman 89 belt as well. I'm probably going to just pass on it. It's just, it's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to me, and that's coming from a die-hard Batman fan, so that should tell you something. But next up, let's go ahead and talk about Super 7, because on their last wave of TMNT figures, they did have to do a recall on that Rat King. A lot of people were talking shit about it, so Super 7 said, you know what, we're going to pull him back, do some rework, but we still have to fill that spot, so they threw in Karai. And this week we got solicitation photos, so we do get to see Karai with everything that she does come with, and she does look pretty good. So, you know, if you're a fan, then go for it. Next up, let's talk about Sideshow. They did release a Boba Fett premium statue of him leaning up against Han in Carbonite, which looks absolutely phenomenal. Now, we don't normally talk about statues here on the channel, but they consider it a premium figure, so I figured, why not talk about it here, right, guys? Something else that we don't really talk about here, but that was announced during Star Wars Celebration last weekend is Jazzwares Micro Series. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars vehicles. I don't mind them. Some of them are really cool, like Slave One, the Jedi Starfighters, the clone gunships. But there's a lot out there that I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, don't get me wrong. The Millennium Falcon, iconic ship. But let's be honest, it really is a hunk of fucking junk. And I'm not a fan of displaying them. But Jazzwares is actually doing a really good job with their Micro Series. And so they did show off some new ones at Star Wars Celebration. So if you're into that line, then those should be coming soon. And honestly, I'm a little tempted to get in. I'm a little tempted. I've cleared up some space in my collection, and I might be tempted to get in if I can get in for a good price. Like I said, I'm waiting for a sale. I'm waiting for the prices to drop, because full price figures and vehicles just aren't worth it to me anymore. Especially at the point where everything hits clearance, everything goes on sale at some point. Why? Why buy it right away? So next up, let's go ahead and talk some Indiana Jones, because even though Star Wars Celebration was last week, Indiana Jones is a Lucasfilm property. Therefore, they did talk some Indiana Jones at Star Wars Celebration. And Hasbro had plenty to show off from their new Indiana Jones line, because they showed off let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Indiana Jones figures. So let's go ahead and start off with their Temple of Doom Indy. Now, this is another line that I'm really thinking of getting into. I absolutely love Indiana Jones, and I think a Indiana Jones collection will look phenomenal. You know, when they first announced this line, I was not in. I was like, you know what? I'm not in. But that was mainly because I didn't know how deep they were going to go. And now that I see all the figures that they're going to be going into, that they're going to be making as well in the pipeline, which we'll talk about in a while, I am in, because I can have a Raiders, Temple, and Last Crusades display. Let's not talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I don't want to even talk about Dial of Destiny. Even if it's a good movie, I'm sticking to the classics. So Raiders, Temple, Last Crusade. And so they are releasing figures from all three movies. And not just, you know, Indiana from every movie, but side characters, villains, and people that will fill out your display phenomenally. Figures I didn't expect for us to ever get, but we are going to be getting in this line. So now I may have to spend some money on this line. So, like I said, we are going to be getting a Temple of Doom Indy. We are going to also be getting a Short Round, a Hypnotize Indy from Temple of Doom, a Dial of Destiny Indiana Jones, as well as a Helena Shaw. Now, these 5 figures. These 5 figures do have a built-in artifact piece in them. 3 of them make sense, 2 of them don't. So the built artifact figure is the whole artifact from Temple of Doom, so it makes sense for the Temple of Doom figures to come with those pieces. But then Dial of Destiny Indy and Helena Shaw from Dial of Destiny also do come with those Build-A-Figure pieces for the Temple of Doom artifact. You guys get my confusion, right? Because even in the first wave, like, all the ones that had the Build the Artifact for the Ark were characters from the first movie, from Raiders. Where here, we're getting that mixture of Dial of Destiny and Temple. And I understand maybe it's getting closer to the release of Dial of Destiny, so they're like, you know, we gotta start putting those figures out alongside with the classic ones, so that way people are interested. And honestly, that's probably what it is. They're like, you know what, they're buying so many Indiana Joneses, the classic Indiana Joneses, that when we release this new one from the new movie, Old Indy, they're not gonna want it. What can we do to get them to buy it? I know. Let's put the Build-A-Artifact piece from Temple of Doom, one of the most beloved Indiana Jones movies, with the 2 new figures from the new movie that no one's going to give a fuck about, so that way they have to buy those figures in order to complete the fucking set. I know what you're doing, Hasbro, and fuck you. Like I said, guys, I am really contemplating, getting into that line, so Either way, I'm going to have a shelf full of indies because aside from those two indies, they did also release a Cairo indie that comes with a little monkey from Raiders of the Lost Ark, as well as a 2-pack with Marcus Brody and Renee Belloc. And the last figure that they did announce that is going to be in production and ready to buy soon is the Golden Idol set. So the beginning intro scene from Raiders, when he's getting that Golden Idol, they are selling a separate set for that. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Indiana Joneses just in this announcement alone. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 Indiana Joneses. So already right there, you're going to have 5 indies on your shelf, plus the ones they've already released. You have Club Obi-Wan, where he's in the white tux. I think there's 2 of them from Raiders already. So that's already 8 indies that you're going to have on your shelf, guys. I'm really thinking this line is going to hit some kind of sale or clearance because it really seems like they're trying to take the time to create those old original figures now that the new movie's coming out. But I don't know if the hype for the new movie is going to be enough to drive sales for these figures, you know, especially considering these are just guys in basic clothes. So I will say this, though. If you're an Indiana Jones fan, if you've been waiting for a 1/12 scale Indiana Jones line, I would definitely jump in on this one right here because it seems like this may be our last Harrison Ford Indiana Jones line. It's his last movie. They're giving us literally every version of Indy you can think of. This is it, guys. This is it. Unless you go into, you know, premium 6 scale figures and stuff like that, they're going to continue to make the classics. This is it. I truly wholeheartedly believe that the next Indiana Jones line figure set will be when they reboot Indy later on down the line. So get in now while you can, because like I said, not only are they making a shit ton of indies, every indie you can think of, they're also giving us a lot of figures of characters that we didn't ever expect to get. Marcus Brody, Renee Belloc. In the pipeline, we are getting, well, another Indiana Jones from Last Crusades. We are getting the Last Templar from the Last Crusades. That's, like I said, characters we would never imagine getting, we are getting. And that's really what's like, they're pushing hard, guys. This is it. This is the last hurrah for Harrison Ford's Indiana Jones in budget affordable 1/12 scale. So be ready. We are also getting a Dr. Henry Jones. So we are getting Indy's dad from The Last Crusades. We are also getting that blonde Nazi chick from the 3rd movie. So, like I said, characters we would never imagine getting. And the last 2 seem to be like they're from the Dial of Destiny, because I have no idea who the fuck these 2 guys are. So if you know who they are, all the more power to you. I do not. It seems like they're coming from Dial of Destiny. So I guess we'll find out soon enough. So, like I said, last week was Star Wars Celebration. They had some announcements on Friday, but more on Saturday and Sunday. So let's go ahead and talk about those, because for the Black Series, they did announce a convention-exclusive Force Ghost 3-pack with Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. Another thing I do find interesting about the Force Ghosts is that they chose to replace Darth Vader with Hayden. You know, the original actors that played Darth Vader with Hayden. But they never replaced Alec Guinness with Ewan McGregor. Even though Ewan McGregor is a phenomenal Obi-Wan, Alec Guinness was just such a great Obi-Wan on his own that they don't even go back and redo him. They don't even go back and put Ewan McGregor in where Alec Guinness is. So that's actually pretty interesting in my opinion. But yeah, you do get a 3-pack for them. We do also get a Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, guys. So this is another Darth Vader for the collection if you need one. We are also getting a Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker in his all-black uniform. We are also getting a Return of the Jedi R2-D2. Return of the Jedi is one of my favorite Star Wars movies of all time. I mean, there's Revenge of the Sith, there's Episode 6, then there's Rogue One, and that's pretty much it. I mean, you can go down the list and everything, but in terms of like top 3, that's basically where I'm at. And I honestly don't even care about these figures. You know, I have a Vader, I have a Luke, I have a, you know, it's just, and this is one of those reasons why I'm just not buying. And on top of that, the price points is very unmotivating, is what I will say. So we are also getting a Cad Bane from Book of Boba Fett, but we are also getting him in a 2-pack with Cobb Vamp. So you can either get Cad Bane by himself, or you get him in a 2-pack with Cobb Vamp, which makes sense because we have gone Cobb Vamp in a single pack as well. And now you can either pick up both figures at the same time, or pick up one or the other if you so choose. We are also getting an Emperor's Guard for the Black Series. We are also getting Doc Ondar, so that person that sells antiquities in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, we're getting him. And last but not least, we are getting a Jabba and Salacious Crumb. So it's been a long time since we've gotten Jabba in the Black Series. In fact, he was probably one of the first ever like San Diego Comic-Con exclusives in the Black Series when they first started out in like what, 2010, 2012. And they're finally giving us another chance at him, and a better one at this point because he does look better. Obviously, he's been updated, paint applications have improved, so there you go for all of you that have been waiting for that. So let's go ahead and talk about some pipeline figures that are going to be coming to the Black Series line very soon. Starting off with General Grievous, and this will be a GameStop exclusive. We are going to be getting a Mythos Obi-Wan Kenobi from Obi-Wan the series. As cool as that sounds, I'm going to have to pass. In fact, I even got rid of my 1/6 scale Obi-Wan figure. That's actually one of the only, not one of the only, that is the only figure that I actually have ever gotten rid of in my 1/6 scale collection. But I didn't actually just get rid of him. I actually gifted him to my best friend Chris for his birthday because Obi-Wan is his absolute favorite character in all of Star Wars, and I didn't need him in my collection, and so I thought this would be a great gift for him. He loves Obi-Wan, and it gives me a little more space in my collection, and I could always visit him and see it in his collection as well. So we are going to be getting a Mythos Obi-Wan. We are going to be getting a Force Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn. We are going to be getting a Clone Wars Mandalorian. I believe this is Par Vizsla. I'm not 100% sure. We are going to be getting a Battle Damage Vader from Kenobi the series. However, we are also getting a Hot Toys version, which is far better. And we are getting a 501st Trooper, which we've already gone before, but I guess they're going to be releasing again. They did say that there is a HasLab coming soon for Star Wars as well, so hopefully not another Rancor. That's all I gotta say. Hopefully not another Rancor. And the last thing that they did announce was a Clone Trooper helmet, a Phase 2 Clone Trooper helmet with the Ahsoka design painted on it. Easy pass for me. I don't understand the love for that. Like, it was a phenomenal episode, phenomenal finale. I loved it. Like, don't get me wrong, like, all the power to them for painting it in support of Ahsoka, but the cult following that this has produced, it makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't care for the design. I don't care for that Clone Trooper rank or team, but a lot of people seem to do because the Ahsoka Clone Troopers in the Black Series sold like hotcakes. I don't get it. My Bible first came with one. I never use that fucking. I have it back there. I never fucking use it. That's just me. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and move on to our final bit of news: Diamond Select. So shout out and thank you to my friends over at Diamond Select for sending me over all the information and images for this part of the news. Now, they did have their own celebration in a way this past week, and that was their Diamond Select showcase. So they did show off a lot of great stuff. A lot of stuff that, I'll be honest, I didn't get emails for, and I kind of just didn't look up. So we're going to just go off this. Next week, once I get the official photos and everything emailed to me, we'll go over everything that was released there. So they are going heavy into Indiana Jones as well because they released 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 new Indiana Jones products. So we are getting a Raiders of the Lost Ark Indiana Jones half-scale bust from Diamond Select. This will run you $200. We are also getting a prop replica gold idol bank from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and that will cost you $40. We are getting a DLX PVC diorama of Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark for $80. So this is kind of like their gallery line, but I guess It seems like they're maybe reworking it, maybe renaming it, because it's the same thing, PVC, but now it's called DLX. I don't know if that just means it's larger or if that's a different denotion, different subgenre. I don't know, but we are getting that. We are also getting a Temple of Doom Indiana Jones DLX PVC diorama, which will also run you $80. And the thing about these, they look absolutely phenomenal, guys. For the price point, $80, you cannot beat finding a statue at that price point. And on top of that, they're not going to break. They're not made of resin and stuff. They're made of PVC. So you can bang them up. You can push stuff up against them. They can maybe potentially drop and you'll be fine. But, you know, they hold up. So phenomenal statues in my opinion. But if you want something a little more high-end, you can get the Raiders of the Lost Ark Indy 1/6 scale bust for $130. We are also getting a Dr. Henry Jones 1/6 scale bust, and that will also run you $130. They are also releasing a jumbo retro Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark figure as well. That will cost you $80 as well. And the last thing that they did show off for their new Indiana Jones lines is their premier Indiana Jones 1/7 scale statue for $200. So now let's go ahead and talk about a few things that are now in stock that you can pick up if you so choose to. Starting off with their Bruce Lee diorama. So this is one of their gallery statues, like I was just saying. And for $60, you cannot beat the statue, the detail, or that price. In stock now, also an Ahsoka 1/6 scale mini bust for $120. We do also have a Luke and Grogu Premier 1/7 scale statue for $200. And the last thing that we do have in stock now is a Grogu on the Seeing Stone half scale statue for $250. So with that being said, guys, that wraps it up for this week's episode. Toy news, everything, guys. Like I said, you know, I'm done. I'm done. I've been trying for the past 3 years, and now it's time to stop trying. Now it's time to take the approach of, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. If you guys watch, I really do appreciate each and every single one of you that take time out of your busy day. If you don't, it's no skin off my back at this point, because I'm taking this approach to it now. You know, I'm not allowing it to dictate and control my life like I have let it these past 3 years. You know, like I said, there's been times where I've missed out on sleep, missed out on experiences, hanging out with friends, family, doing different things because I was trying to edit, I was trying to upload, I was trying to get shit done. All for what? Nothing really. So in the end, guys, like I said, each and every single one of you that has supported me through everything, I do appreciate it. Unfortunately, this is just one of those channels where money does matter. You know, I hate to say it, but money does matter. And in this economy, in this budget and everything, it's just no longer feasible for me to go about just buying random products, or even in space-wise. You know, I'm really running out of space, so it's like I don't just buy to buy. So with that being said, guys, that wraps it up for this week's episode. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you that take time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. With that being said, guys, I've been your host, Jess the Bat Madrigal, a.k.a. The Buff Collector. Shout out and thank you to channel sponsor Entertainment Earth. Check out my Entertainment Earth affiliate link down in the description below to check out some cool figures, get some free shipping, and of course, help support the channel. With that being said, guys, as always, have a great fucking day.
Thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. If you enjoyed those pics, you can find the full images over on Instagram at Cool Figures. And I do also have a separate Instagram account for my more thought out, planned out, more edited pics called Epic Shots by Cool Figures. Check it out. If you like what you see, leave me a follow there as well. And if you guys like unboxings, check me out over on TikTok at Cool Figures. That's where I post all of my unboxings. And check me out every Sunday for Coffee and Toys, a weekly Toy News Toy Talk podcast where we will go over all the latest and great toy news, reveals, pre-orders, weekly toy haul, and so much more. And join me every Wednesday over on Instagram for Coffee and Toys Live, where I will speak to a new guest every week about toys, toy hunting, toy photography, and so much more. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to listen to me talk about toys. I really do appreciate it.